Good afternoon. First of all, my apologies for not being with you. I was looking forward to this trip to Norway. First, my husband, after many years, decided to come along with me. He backed out and I was disappointed. And now the situation in Pakistan has kept me from you. And I dearly miss being there. The topic today, quest for democracy, law, and quest for peace in South Asia, is a very relevant topic because we see in South Asia that even old democracies, like democracy in Sri Lanka and India, have been struggling to deepen itself. We find that poverty, disparity, and people's aspirations not being met through this very system, which is the only system we know that empowers people, that gives people voice, and gives space to individuals and groups, particularly those that are marginalized and disempowered, to reach out to decision makers, is being challenged in the name of a flawed system. I dare say that the system may not be flawed. In fact, it is not flawed. It is the only system where freedoms do flourish. It has, to a point, been made unworkable, at least in some parts of the world, particularly where I come from, through consistent interventions by undemocratic forces. In other parts of the world, it is conflict, either or religious intolerance, it is escalating violence, it is the influence of the corporate sector that is holding governments from making the more popular decisions. I am speaking now from Pakistan, and we are going through a crisis. We have had democracy for very few periods, and mostly it is the military that has ruled us. And we can see that since there has been a change, since 1988, we've had 4 elected governments short term and 1 spell, long spell of a military dictator. And then we have had 5 years of one government which was very unstable in the sense that it was always threatened by an external intervention. There was a peaceful transition of power and we all felt that we were maturing. But some of us who knew this country a little better knew that power lay elsewhere. Unfortunately, militaries nowadays don't come in a naked form. They always have their own proxies that they build up, who start stirring the trouble, and then they find an excuse to intervene. At this period, while I speak to you, there is a clear division in Pakistani society. There are those that want to side with the deep state. It's very tempting to do that because life is easier, life is comfortable, and they have much more to offer in terms of material benefits. But there are many of us who want a democratic transition, and we have all the time cautioned and educated people that any intervention this time, by actually mocking the will of the people, will only put the transition and democratic process back many years. So we will wait and see who will win out. This is the first time in the history of Pakistan that mostly the political forces have stood by a democratic process. The judiciary, it seems, is also standing with the democratic process. I am very proud to say that our community, the legal profession, has wholeheartedly put their lot behind a democratic process, deepening it further. We are critical of this government, but we do not wish to see democracy being overturned or reversed. So my situation at this moment in Pakistan does not allow me to say much more, but I want to thank you all very much, particularly for the understanding that I got from my friends in Norway, who said to me, even if you're at the airport, and you feel that you cannot come, you can cancel out and we will understand. And the reasoning for my cancelling out was that indeed if tomorrow or any time there is a military intervention, my colleagues certainly, many of them may be picked up, and I don't want them to think that I will not be amongst them. Because this for us is an honor to be behind bars in any situation where there is a military takeover. I would not want to sit either in Norway, in Geneva, while my friends suffer here and my country suffers. Thank you very much.